wonderful world.
Hey
everybody, welcome to Midnight Crisis.
What
It's
is
not a hotline.
What is happening?
Hey, if you ever stood up to the hotline, you'd know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Mongo, and I am your surprise new DM temporarily for the next couple of levels. I know we built it up that Brian was going to be the next new DM, but some family situations and other situations popped up. Good things to him. Thoughts and prayers. He will be rejoining us at some point. No sweat. It's just I'm taking the reins of the DMing. You also may notice that Justin is missing. He is out. He will hopefully be back next week. If not, that's okay. He's got some things he's got to deal with. The show must go on.
Yeah.
And so we are of course joined with Scrack and Riona and Rusty, and I'm going to change my name so everybody remembers who I play. I should have done this.
It's the three OGs, okay? You got the three OGs in Torsten.
Right.
That's all you need.
That is all you need.
We hope you enjoyed the last two one shots that we did. But it's time to get back to the campaign. Time to get back to Riona and her homies, right?
Come hell
Trying to
or
get
high
these
water.
people out of this cave.
I like that group name, Riona and her homies. Let's go with that.
The homies disagree.
What, you want to be Scrack and the homies? Because I'm still shooting for Scrack and the Owlets.
Hey, do you guys want to join the cult of personality?
Oh
no,
God.
I don't want to join your cult.
The
All
sad
it
cult
takes
of
is
the
saying,
naked
"Let it
gnome.
go."
No, thank you.
Gives a whole new meaning to let go and let God.
A drink to that.
Speaking of that, right? I am also drinking to that.
I got water.
Speaking of that, you've kept with us through the one shots, so let me catch you up on everything that's been going on. Maybe not as far back as the well, but we've all been traveling together. We've had quite the days. We were in a stronghold. Thought we might be safe for a few minutes. Turns out we weren't. We had a couple of friends die. Tears. And as we were escaping into the tunnels, shafts, we were we were fortunately they're exhaust shafts, larger than two meters. But Max seemingly sacrificed himself for the group. We were getting chased by Haskar, knocked down a column to seal off the cave as we are following Scrack towards the fresh air smell that only he can smell because he's heightened and smart, and we trust in Scrack. We trust.
Won't let you down.
Sticker idea.
In Scrack we trust.
Vote Scrack 2024.
Where we left everybody off, Haskar had made it impossible for anybody to follow you guys, so you decided to take a breather, and we start the game off with a short rest.
Yeah.
Torsten just clumps over in a heap, completely tired, having sacrificed much of his energies to healing everybody, and then having to run. And he's feeling it. He's not in a great mood. And to you guys.
All right.
Well, me and Rusty are in the back of the pack. You're in the middle. Scrack's at the front with Hasgar. No, Hasgar would be towards the back because he was taking down the.
Hasgar is
thingy.
making his way.
He sealed off.
Mhm.
Yeah, once he sealed it off, he was making his way back up front.
That's 3 walls that we got. We got the Max wall, the mine and Rusty wall, and then we got the Hasgar wall. That's 30-minute rest. We can have a 30-minute rest with
We can
that.
totally relax.
and then of course, Mr. Echo, his character sheet says sound of a flying arrow echo. So that was my best sound of a flying arrow echo. So Echo has kind of buddied himself up with Torsten, because Torsten gave him a gift and of a crossbow that's about as big as he is.
Awesome.
And he's standing guard over Torsten as Torsten is finding it hard to breathe right now.
I'm not calling him.
His name is Echo. It's Echo.
Yeah, I'm just calling. Yeah, we'll call him the artist formerly known as the DM.
I like that. I'm at the back with Rusty and I see Hasgar. I'm gonna get Hasgar, Rusty, and I'm gonna lead them to Scrack and kind of just like, hey, we gotta talk for a moment. And I'm gonna lead him to Torsten and Echo. And once we're all together, I'm going to look at all of you guys and say, Max isn't gonna be here anymore. He gave us a chance to run.
Did they get him?
I don't know. He put up a wall and I was gonna meld through the wall and grab him, but Rusty thought it better to just run, and I agree with him because it would have just been a waste if I went and tried to get him and got hurt.
Well,
Torsten says, I
let's
completely
make sure that
agree.
nobody else. Let's make sure we don't lose anybody else. Because these folks can't handle this.
I'm gonna go rest back
All right.
there. Just I wanted to let you guys know.
All right. So how many townspeople do we have with us right now?
Well, there was originally 26, and then we lost a bunch. And if I did my math correct, I think we're down to 19.
That's what
I thought it was 11.
I thought it was a little more than that.
Yeah.
Like when we
19
got 'em
sounds
into the-
right.
19 it
19
is.
sounds right.
19 people. I'm putting it down in my notes. We have 19 people. So-
Rusty,
Can we have
you
a
make
win
some-
for once, Rusty?
Rusty, can you make food for everybody? Can you magic up some food?
I'm not really that kind of gnome.
Yeah.
I think we ate like 45 minutes ago, Scrack.
Oh.
I think we're
All right.
okay.
All right.
Owl
let's get
bears have a
moving.
terrible sense of time.
I got a bag of grubs if you want, Scrack. You can eat them. They're spicy.
Time is a human construct. All right. Well, let's get this train rolling. We got to get these folks out of here. We got to get.
Torsten is just filling everybody's water skins using
Mhm.
create water
Okay.
to make sure everybody's water skins get filled.
I'm moving to the back of the pack and I'm going to sit down. And the first thing I'm going to do is druid craft as I'm braiding my hair back with vines in it. And so now it's in a very tight, poofy ponytail in the back it's the first time I've ever done that with my hair. It's always just been wild and free, but now it's pulled back nice and tight with vines through it. And I'm going to work on my new weapon that I talked to Mongo about, and I'll be working on that, staring at Rusty, like trying to mentally tell him to come over to me without saying it, just like,
Damn it, Torsten. How many spell slots are you going to waste on these people's comfort? We've lost 7 more today. Do you think a little bit of water is worth our protection?
If people can't drink, they can't live.
They drank like 45 minutes ago.
We don't know when their next we don't know when their next bout of water or food is coming from. Every small comfort that we can give anyone is worth it.
I'm all about small comforts, but you gotta
Well,
think about survival, not comfort.
Well,
yes, water is the essence of survival. Shut
when
up,
you
Noam.
when you
All
don't
right,
when, you,
let's-
when you don't know where your next meal or drink is coming from,
Yeah.
having something like this that you can count on will get you through a lot harder times than not.
All
Spells
right.
would be nice too.
So remind me of the sort of nature of the cavern that we're in right now. We've come out of one corridor.
The where we are is like a big, it's probably about 60 feet in diameter.
Mhm.
Cave got stalagmites, stalactites everywhere, you know. And there are 3 open areas that, you know, they seem to be natural formations that go out towards wherever they go.
I'll go look around there and sniff around and see again where am I getting a sense of fresh, clean air?
Okay. If you don't mind, do me a nice investigation check.
Sure. Investigation. I've been usually doing perception for these.
You're
Did
not
the DM stutter?
you're not perceiving a life form, you're investigating.
All right. I roll a 12.
Fair enough. The difference between dank and fresh air is very significant,
Mhm.
especially to your keen senses. So a 12 is more than enough.
All right.
You find that one cavern just smells of death, like dead air, hasn't moved in a millennia. The middle one, kind of a mix, almost as if there's some kind of life up ahead. And then the third cavern, fresh air, you can almost feel a breeze.
All right. All right. I say we all ready to go? Everybody
Rayon is still doing something.
I'm
Rihanna,
working I'm taking my 30-minute scrack. I'm getting my short rest and building what I need to build. You can just sit there.
I thought we already took our short rest.
No, we entered into our short rest. This is our short rest.
We're taking it now.
Yes. Sit.
All right. I gotta curl up and snooze for 30 minutes.
You let me build what I need to build. Oh, I can't be mad at that. So, like I said earlier, Torsten, I'm gonna work on the staff slingshot with the crook right here. I'm going to add the yarn and the leather bits, so it's attached there, and
Yep.
I'm going to reinforce it, druid crafting the vines up the staff and reinforcing it so it stays there.
Okay.
And then I would like to collect rocks and start pocketing the rocks after I druid craft moss around them.
Okay, for the crafting of your for the crafting of your
Mhm.
staff, do me a favor and do me a performance check.
Okay.
With
23.
advantage. Okay, great. I was gonna say, you could do with advantage if you wanted to.
Just to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
23.
Okay,
Well,
well, at a 23, you use all your years of working with the yarn and making and creating things that do last. I mean, that's how you really made your name, is by making clothing and bags and everything that just seems to last and last and last. And it helps that you have healthy llamas to make the to make it from.
Had.
And you it when I'm DMing, you have. They're just not with
had.
you. But as you're working with this yarn and as your yarn supply begins to dwindle, you think more and more on Hall and Oates, and you begin to inadvertently put more of yourself than you thought you were going to into the crafting. So even while you're druid crafting, it has that little something extra that you just keep putting yourself into. And so I believe the stats on your thingy.
For my quarterstaff.
Well, for the sling itself,
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about giving it the stats of a hoopak.
It's up to you because with the quarterstaff, it already does the 1d6 + 1, just like that.
Right, but the sling itself, when you use it as a sling, not just as a quarterstaff.
No, I know. On the sling, it was a 1d6 damage.
Right.
Mhm.
But okay, so it's the same as a hoopak. So good.
But the only difference is what's my reach.
Oh, your reach, you didn't have to shorten your staff whatsoever.
No, I know, but my reach in the sense how far or my distance for my sling.
Oh, the distance for
Range.
the sling?
My range.
Yeah,
basically.
that's a 10 and 100.
Okay.
So 10 feet-ish at normal, 100 feet at disadvantage. I guess anything in between is fair game.
I don't know. I've
Anywhere-
never used.
Yeah, anywhere between. So 10 is the minimum that you can hurl the sling.
Okay.
100 feet is the maximum, and you would do that at disadvantage. Now, because you put so much of yourself into it, it does have that kind of a green glow to it, like the vines and stuff that you put with it. They kind of have that green glow that happens with your eye and stuff. So it's going to be a sling +2.
Oh, okay.
It'll have a +2 to hit and +2 to damage.
I will start creating that in D&D Beyond so I can add it to my inventory.
And then on a crit with the sling, it'll cast Entangling Vines.
Oh.
Sounds familiar.
Pretty awesome.
Okay.
While she's working on that, I'm gonna go over to her. If Torsten doesn't stop pampering everybody, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, he probably will. It's not the worst thing in the world, though, to die.
Name 5 things worse.
Let's see. Name 5 things. Okay. Dealing with demons, watching your friends die around you, going on this adventure. That's 3.
I've done all of those. I'm still alive. I choose life.
I know you choose life. And I also know I could talk to you and you would never judge me.
Wah, wah.
That's an interesting
got
thing to
shivved.
say.
You just got shivved.
Let Torsten be. He's doing what he knows is right.
Mhm.
Most of us don't know what's right anymore.
That's all well and good until we have to rely upon him, and we can't.
Maybe we shouldn't rely on others. Maybe we should rely on ourselves and not get outside sources to help us. Maybe those outside sources aren't going to help us. Maybe those outside sources are going to change us and do horrible things to us.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fine, let's not talk about you, Rusty. Let's talk about my mom. She used an outside source and now she's cursed and stuck and going crazy. And I've met her maybe once in my life. Let's talk about the fact that my best friend, right over there, that dwarf, I can't even hug him because I'm scared. Because of the thing that he is using as an outside source in his bag. Because that source, I'm pretty sure it's what did it to my mom. And what it's doing to me.
Well, you've only met your mom once. You're hardly an expert on her.
No, but you're good at math, right? You can add things. Let's go with my mom gets attacked and hurt, and then afterwards starts using a staff from a tree. And then after she starts using that staff, she gets turned into wood. She starts going crazy. She runs off to a grove. What is the what's the denominator
Look,
there?
I went to school with a lot of druids. I know you're still fairly new to this, but they can be kind of weird.
Rusty, do you remember earlier when I tried to set you all on fire? And I said I didn't remember. And I said I didn't remember, and I don't really recall what was going on.
Vaguely, yeah.
I remember everything. I was okay with it. I was happy. I was free. I had no cares in the world. I was elated to just burn away all my problems. Does that make me?
What's in those jars, by the way?
Don't worry about it.
Uh,
The issue here I'm having right now, Rusty, is am I a bad person because I want to feel that way again?
It's the end of the world. We're all bad people. Sometimes you have to take the lesser of two evils.
Okay.
We're gonna get through this. It doesn't matter how.
Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get it done.
Sometimes you have to break some eggs to make an omelet.
Rusty, if we find out my dad is the bad guy, can you not kill him? That goes for my mom too. If they turn out to not be the sparkly little images in my head that I have.
I'm not going to make any promises, but we'll try.
Either you make the promise with me, or my trust in you is going to fade a little more. Because right now I'm taking you at your word that what you're doing is right. And the right thing to do is not kill my parents.
That's a much bigger question. And I promise you, I will do what I think is right.
Can you help me find some rocks? And I get up and I start looking for good chunk rocks. And every rock I find. Yeah, it's like this in my hand. It's like that in his hand. Every rock I find, I'm going to take the little bit of moss I have, Druidcraft more as I wrap it around and pull it free. So I still keep a chunk of moss, but I'm wrapping the rocks in the moss. And once I have a good, I don't know, 10, 15 of them, I'll pull out a jar and show Rusty as I open the jar and drop them in so he can sniff it.
When she opens the jar, you get the overwhelming smell of fetid
Stewed mushrooms,
rotten,
basically.
stewed alcohol and mushrooms.
Would I know what this makes?
Give me give me an investigation.
Oh yeah, go ahead, stick your finger in it.
No, just
Hard
give me an
pass.
investigation.
So that's an 11.
What is your intelligence?
18.
Okay, so with that, the smell, because smells are so connected to our memories. The moment you smelled that, you also remember burning green flame around myself and you and Scrack.
Fantastic.
Don't worry, I'm not going to use it on you again. As I pull out the little bit of floaty moss balls, I'm going to let these dry out as I put them in my pocket.
Do you want your? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Haskar
They think
comes,
I'm the crazy one.
Haskar comes trotting back to you guys. We should get on the move.
What, are you afraid of the black part cloud?
I just don't want to die in the mountains.
You're a dwarf. Isn't that every dwarf's goal?
I'm not a mountain dwarf, weirdo. Not all of us are that's racist.
Is it though?
Yes. Not all of my race are comfortable in mountains. You presumed that I was comfortable in mountains. Racist.
Okay. Lead on. Oh, wait. Not all dwarves are great leaders. Sorry, that was racist.
He mumbles something under his breath and takes off to go gather up Torsten and Echo.
Maybe I
Scrag.
do want to join the cult of the sad naked gnome.
Scrack, you
Not a bad side to be on, Scrack.
you
We have milk and cookies.
you hear everybody shuffling around and heading towards you. So it's time to roll out.
All right, I'll wake up and we're going to take the path to the right, the third path.
The completely fresh air one.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you guys turn to the right, start going down. It does turn into quite a tighter tunnel, but it seems to have been bored out. If you would have asked Haskar, he would have told you that this was obviously done by humans or elves because it was done under
Really
shoddy
badly.
conditions. This is obviously the vent shaft that was noted on the door. And so you guys are forced to go 2 by 2. Haskar is walking next to Scrack up front.
Right.
Where is everybody else?
As always, in the back.
Okay,
Still-
yeah.
Still in the back.
And Torsten's kind of in the middle.
All right.
As you can see the outside now.
Okay.
And as you smell the fresh air, but there's something on the air that
Hmm.
makes it feel heavy, almost like right before a really heavy rain, but it has a even thicker, more viscous kind of feel to it. Something doesn't feel right.
I'm going to interpret that as we have demons spawning in the sky right now. Like, this is still probably as fresh a air as we're going to get.
Do I, as my favorite enemy as well, and being the ranger of the Horizon Walker, I am going to set out my senses. And do I sense or feel any portals opening in front of us within a mile?
Roll a d20.
Eight.
The answer is no.
So there are no portals opening within a mile in front of me.
Well, that's no.
Yes.
Your answer is no. You don't feel anything.
Okay. As long as I don't feel a portal.
It doesn't mean that there's not one, but
Right.
you just
All right.
it
So
didn't exactly
how far?
work. It didn't exactly tingle the way you
Yeah.
thought it would,
Yeah.
or anything like that. It feels like as you reached
Also-
out, it
also-
kind of went.
Yeah.
duddish.
Also, doing that, did I sense any of our group as a demon? Because that's like a separate sense, because they're my favorite enemy.
Right. Yeah. No. You know what? Since they're your favorite, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay.
So roll again.
It's not much better. It's a 9. Because
We're all good.
You're gonna have to give me more than that, Rihanna.
well, I'm just saying you've read about the Horizon Walkers, right? It's a natural ability that they have, just like regular rangers. It's
Yes.
just something that we can sense.
So right, but there are disguising spells and stuff like that can subvert those if you know if you're not aware of them.
Fair enough. How far? You said we could see the outside, so we're seeing the mouth.
You
of the
can
cave?
you what you see is the sky, or what
I
you
see,
think is
see the sky. So
Yeah.
the sky is ahead of us. How far?
About 60 feet.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna walk 60 more feet.
And so what's your movement speed?
Well, 35, I think.
Okay.
35. Yeah.
Okay, so you get about halfway there. And then you hear a giant thum,
Hmm.
thum.
Can I tell where that's coming from?
Oh, it's definitely coming from in front of you.
From
Uh,
outside. All right.
Uh,
I am gonna creep forward and trying to be looking like. So I'm seeing a mouth of a cave ahead of me, right? I'm seeing the mouth of the
Yes.
Are you trying to move stealthily?
the cave is about 30 feet tall
Yeah.
and about 12 feet wide.
All right. So I stick close to the left wall, and I'm just gonna keep going forward and
Okay,
seeing if I
about-
see anything. As you know, as I see more of the world as I get closer, and my field of view gets broader.
About
I'm just
another 10 feet forward,
Uh huh.
you see this giant thum, thum, what could only be described as a lumbering hulk.
Sure.
It stands as tall as the doorway.
Okay.
And give you and Haskar give me a perception check.
Perception.
So I'll roll for Haskar.
All right. 24.
Oh, well, then we don't need Haskar. There you notice a little imp on the Hulk's shoulder.
Mhm.
And he seems to be just like looking off into the distance, and there's a little diamond, little gem on his forehead that is lit up right now, and you just see the Hulk in the entranceway just.
Are we in the Hulk's cave? Is this? Does it describe this Hulk? Does this feel like a creature that belongs here, or is this clearly one of the horrible demons? That we've been seeing?
It seems to be
Like, is it all made of bones and nasty
No,
flesh?
no, it is.
and
It is not a.
spaces on its crotch.
It is
and
not
crap like that?
a. It is not a gross, horrid demon thingy.
Okay.
Or else Riona would have picked a right to F on it.
Right.
No matter
Okay.
how bad that roll was. Neither one of them necessarily fall into the demon category, as it were.
Okay.
But they certainly look like they would be.
Is
you
this
are-
thing
you
made out
are-
of? Is this
you
a
are a-
fleshy thing?
You are an you are a unwelcome presence, at least to the imp.
Right.
And
Imp sees us, yeah.
yes, you're only 10 feet away from it now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Kind of hard to miss an owl bear, even
Right.
if though you are on a 30-foot Hulk. So
Right. I poop an egg.
so everybody roll initiative.
Right. 19.
Where's my pen? I would lose my face if it weren't attached. All right. Scrack 19.
Yeah.
11.
Rusty 11. Of course, you're all the way in the back. Makes sense.
3.
Oh, I like
3
me.
for you.
Rihanna sensing his senses is trying to reach out and touch demons, so she's a bit distracted.
Fair.
There's a little demon around here.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up old Hancy car. Just wanted to see what, if any, he gets plus for initiative. Okay. So he ties with Torsen. And then the whole thingy. Scrack, your first.
Yeah. All right. What is this? What is this? So give me a description of this Hulk. You just said it can only be described as big old Hulk. What's it made
It's-
of? Is it like fleshy?
It's
Uh,
it's
covered in
fleshy.
fur?
It looks like if you had to describe it, it looks like just like a big jowl. The skin looks reminiscent of like elephant skin.
Okay.
He's just this big
Is it
giant.
humanoid? Is it
gut-
bipedal?
Yes, bipedal.
Okay.
Think of a mix between a cave troll and an ogre, but it's 30 feet tall.
All right. All right.
But it does have really long arms, so it looks like it could crawl on all fours if it wanted to.
Okay. All right. So it's kind of ape kind of physique.
Something like that.
Okay. All right. And does it appear to be mad at us, or is it just the imp on his shoulder that looks like it hates us?
Give me a perception.
All right. Uh, 20.
So you see that the Hulk's eyes are basically just dead.
Okay.
He's not dead, but he just has this dead-eyed thing. He's not even aware where he is.
Gotcha.
There's
So he's being
obviously a
controlled
connection
by the
between
imp.
him and the imp.
Yeah. All right. And the imp is 25 feet off the ground on this dude's shoulder.
Correct.
All right. I say the townspeople behind me. I'm just like, I kind of move away from the wall a little bit. So I just want to kind of put myself between the Hulk and them. And I'm gonna say, you got get back into the tunnel. Get back into the tunnel. And I'm gonna try to position myself between them and the Hulk and let them like get behind us. I'm not gonna attack yet.
All right, so you're holding your attack.
I'm holding my attack.
Okay. Rusty. You
So I can see
you see the townspeople just turning and try to turn and burn behind you.
I look at the imp and I cast Vortex Warp and move him next to me and Rayona. It's a con save.
DC.
Should move
15.
next to me, buddy.
Okay. You move him next to you and Riona.
How big is he? Now that he's like next to us.
He's
kind of
about
thing?
Rusty's height.
Okay.
But now he's in the back of the of the party.
Nowhere near me.
Nowhere's near you. All right. That's my go.
All right, Riona.
I'm virtually useless. I have no spells. And now that this thing's next to me, I can't hit it really with, my sling. Let's see.
Use the pointy end.
I don't have a pointy end on my quarterstaff.
Use the blunt end.
I was gonna say I'll have to use the blunt end. All right, yeah. Bonus action, shillelagh, and then I'm gonna whack the little imp as hard as I possibly can.
There you go.
Just like okay, so let's see. So that'd be under my spells. Let's see. To hit him, we're gonna go boop. 18.
That hits.
That will be a total of 8 damage. Just
Good
All
hit.
right.
Good job.
Your strike, you bop him right between the eyes, and it actually causes him to lose focus for a second, and his gem goes dim, and now the Hulk kind of shakes his head.
Eyes stop
Wait.
dilating.
Yeah, he kind of
Kinda.
comes to and just sees everybody in front of him in his house, and he lets out this roar.
Oh, this was a terrible plan.
Slams his fists into the ground and starts charging.
Not joining this sad gnome naked
Um,
cult.
Haskar's turn. Haskar decides that he is going to use one of his fancy stop the motion of the monster thingies. But first he's going to make an echo of himself.
It's a fighter echo.
So Haskar rushes, shield up, ready to do the sentinel stop thing and make an echo of himself, drawing on the power of Snowball. When everyone hears an audible crack, a very loud crack.
Lightning strike kind of crack.
Fabergé egg breaking kind of crack.
You ever heard of crystal ball crack?
I got you.
They're not quiet.
Yeah.
And I need everybody to do a wisdom saving throw for me. DC 13.
Oh, yay. 19. That's actually one of the things I don't really have a lot of bonus on.
I am going to use a lucky point because I have
23.
those.
Oh, all right. Good job. Good job.
There,
The one thing I
17.
am is wise.
Yeah. Making our saves.
Well, the Hulk definitely did not. And definitely neither did Haskar. So you hear the crack, and in all of your minds, you hear yes. And then you hear Haskar say, "Oh shit," as he bends over, doubled over at his stomach. And the Hulk swings at him and he holds up his shield. They both bloop, blink out of existence. Bink, 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 bink.
What's doing that?
Sitting right next to Scrack is a cracked dragon orb with all the swirlies getting very active on the inside. The imp next to you two lets out a screech that fortunately you guys made your saves and you are not pinned down psionically, but a lot of the townsfolk are just doubled over in pain and fear, so they turn around, start running the other way back towards the now vacated open area of the cave.
Seems fine with me that since there's no longer a 30-foot giant troll thing.
Scrack, give me one more perception check.
One more perception check.
And
Are we
you
technically
know what?
out of initiative?
Is this a sight or smell check?
Yes, or it's sight, not smell.
Okay.
Those
Right.
Riona and Rusty also give me a investigation check.
I roll a 15.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
I'm more concerned where the fuck my dwarf went. Like,
So yeah, you're distracted with that. Rusty, you hear and see light growing from the center pathway, and shadows that seem to be coming your direction. Scrack,
Mhm.
you as you see the sky, you
Mhm.
see an Aarakocra flying through the air as fast as he can, and then a couple of seconds later, you see a halfling huffing and puffing across the opening of the cave, and he kind of looks over and sees you, and he's like, "Ain't nothing in there for you."
Okay, so these are the townspeople running past me to get out of the cave.
No,
No,
they're
they're running into the cave from outside.
out of game. It's
Oh.
the two surviving characters from the one shot from last week.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's you and him. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's me and you crossing your path.
All right. Fair enough.
And he's like, ain't nothing in there for you. Let's get out of here.
All right.
And so Torsten is gathering up the trying to gather together the people who are scared and get them moving to the outside. He looks at Riona and he's like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Is the imp still on the ground?
The imp is still screaming.
Can I pick it up and shove it in my bag?
You can attempt to. Give me a dexterity check.
Okay. Let's see. 18? Get in the back.
You have a very disgruntled imp who is screaming that you shove into your bag.
And that's my handy haversack I'm shoving him in at the moment. One of the pockets in the front. Not where all my main shit is.
Okay, I was just gonna say.
Oh no, not with my main shit. He's in a pocket, and I shove him in, and I'm keeping his head out, and I'm cinching it closed around his throat.
Oh well, his scream is not verbal. His scream is psychic.
Oh well, then it goes all the way in.
There you go. Yeah, he goes,
So-
"No!"
Yep,
But you still hear things coming your direction.
it's fine. I got the imp in my bag. He's separate from everything else. We'll go that way.
All right, you
Come on,
guys.
townspeople.
Yeah, you guys go. You guys come bursting out of the. You guys come bursting out of the cave.
Mhm.
As we're running out, can I scoop up the broken ball?
No, I've got it.
You got it?
I,
Okay.
I scooped it up.
I'll go towards Scrack. I open my bag.
Mhm.
It's a handy haversack. I show him my arm going in. It's like a void.
You also can't use items.
I know what a bag is.
It's a special bag. It's like Max's bag, the one that holds a lot of stuff. I reach in and I pull out Busby's head. See?
Yeah, I know. I've been here.
Scrack, do you want me to hold it for
Describe
you?
this cracked egg, like this cracked dragon orb thing.
The best way to describe it is literally perfect crystal ball with which had like the seeing orbs of Sauron or something like that, right?
The
But
Palantir.
now it's got a hairline fracture that has formed. It's like a pebble hit it really, really hard on a windshield. And it's
Yeah.
so there's like an impact point, and then it started to spread.
But it's not all the way open yet.
But it's not.
just,
But it's not spreading. It just seems to be just a weakness in the ball, as it were.
Okay.
And
all right.
and you see the image of a swirling dragon inside of it. He kind of bumps his head up against it every once in a while. Doesn't work, but he is now aware of the weakness.
Mm,
I mean, I can hold it in my bag. It's you can have it back whenever you want. I'm not Hasgar.
yeah, I'm not trying to keep this. This is concerning. Can you will it be safe in your bag?
Honestly, I don't know, Scrack, but I can tell you can't run with 3 claws, so
Yeah, no, I know.
I can hold it for now and then give it back
All right.
later.
Put this in the bag and don't mess with it because it's
I got you.
looks like it's gonna do something.
But how big is the dragon orbs? They're like this big, right? We never really talked about how big they are. They're not very
I've been
big, but they're
picturing,
big
like,
enough.
8-10 inches crystal ball kind of size.
Okay, yeah. So
Little-
one of my
little
side
bigger.
pouches. I was gonna say if I open up my side pouch, I could push it into it, right? Because I can hold up to 20 pounds.
I'd keep that as safe as
I'm-
you can
I'm-
make it.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna put it in one of my. I have 6 side pouches. Scrack. The whole point. That's the only reason I bought this, so I can put it in its own pouch, away from everything, so nothing touches it.
This is fantastic, but there are goddamn demons chasing us.
Okay, side pouch, cinch it closed, tie
Yeah.
a knot in it, tie another knot in it, vine around it.
all
It's-
the town. As soon as you step outside, all the townspeople just scatter.
Yep.
Like roaches.
Yeah.
I want to use thaumaturgy.
We do think
to
of
yell
civilians as
as
roaches. yeah.
loudly as possible. Everyone to the right.
It's civilians in D&D campaigns. Basically, they're roaches. They're roaches. Let's be fair.
They are.
That's to-
You hear Echo scream back at you, to the right, and he turns left to go next to Torsten, and goes over to Torsten and goes, to the right.
Okay. Well, that orb is, like I said, it's in the pouch. It's cinched closed. I tied it in double knots. I put vines around it so you can't get into it unless you rip the vines off. It's secured by itself.
Awesome. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
No, that's fine. I'm pretty good at those sometimes. I'm saying that now sometimes because
Right.
last time I did that, I tried to burn you guys alive.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay, 19.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Just in your mind, you hear the voice of Snowball.
The
Grumpy.
things we could do together.
Shut up, Snowball. Not now. In my mind, I think you're not the only one I have. Shut up. Keep going. Just to rub it into him a little bit, like you're not the only thing I need.
At the foot of the mountain, by the
Mhm.
way, is a vast forest, very thick.
Love the idea of that.
So
I want to head to the forest.
Torsten's right on your heels,
All right.
What are the town folks doing?
Town folks,
scattered.
they are
They-
roaches.
They're
I
going.
thought we
They're going.
determined they were
They're
roaches.
going back to wherever they think is going to be safe for them.
Yeah.
So they're doing their thing, whatever. Have fun. Bye, pretty
Yeah.
elf girl that was flirting with Torsten.
Yeah. I did not adopt 19 children. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, no. The only one I would have taken is Effie, but we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
So we're heading towards the forest to the right.
Mm.
Oh,
Which
it's dead on.
Then is heading right east, or are we heading in a different direction?
No, dead on is east. We are
Okay, I'm fine with following that then. 'Cause,
east is very thick forest.
Okay, and I like the forest as much as Skrek does.
North and south are you have no idea. You've never been here before.
Okay, so before we get further, I want to see. Hasgar's gone. Max is gone. We have Echo, Rusty, Torsten, Skrek, and me.
Did the
Skrek, could
cleric run
you?
away too?
and
Was-
Echo.
Oh yeah, did the converted cleric go in her own direction, or did she follow Rusty?
You know what? She does stop and ask Rusty, "What do I do?"
Fall in line.
Damn it, Rusty! You're gonna make me play her, aren't you?
Ah,
Minimally.
Come on. Well, that's fine. Let her follow. Because the reason I'm bringing this up is Skrek, would you be able to carry Echo and Rusty if I change into a war horse and carry Torsten and now cleric chick? Because I had my short rest. I get my
they can get on my
uh,
back and I wouldn't notice.
Okay.
allow me to describe the forest.
Okay.
This is heavily wooded, giant trees, lots and lots of undergrowth. No real people paths that you can see.
You're singing my
Uh,
song.
Just more game paths.
Right.
Like really the only thing that's ever happened around here is, elk and deer and, various forest creatures come in and out of the forest over by the mountainside every now
this
and then.
this vibrates a string in my soul, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
So-
it's not something that you're gonna go tearing through with multiple riders. It's gonna be something that you make your way through carefully.
Deep, undisturbed forest.
Yes.
It thrills me.
That's my
When, I-
favorite
when
kind of
one of my
forest.
daughters was 2 years old and she saw her first Disney princess dress, she like went from normal kid to, oh my god, that is me. That is me. That's what I'm feeling right now.
I'm sticking close to Scrack as we're heading into this forest, and I pull down the owl mask. So now I have advantage on perception, and I have dark vision.
Mhm.
I can see the
All right.
dark.
And Rusty and Echo can ride on me, and I won't even notice.
I mean, if
just-
Rusty
whatever.
wants, I can give him upsies, but I think getting up on top of Scrack would be the best with
Are
an
you a war
untamed
horse in an owl
woods.
mask?
No, I'm a normal person. I didn't turn into an owl the
Yeah,
horse.
we're not going to be moving 60 feet per round
Yeah,
through this
right.
forest.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like if Rusty wants to get up and so does Echo, that would be the best because they're so short. I'm presuming a forest that's untamed has a lot of, like if it's anything like Washington, there's blueberry vines everywhere, and you're gonna get cut the hell up.
Yeah, that's fine.
So-
That doesn't matter to me. I'm a bear. Your wisdom save just showed up for me in the game log. By the way,
Oh.
I don't know if that's a function of using the app. It just showed up.
Weird.
So
Yeah.
eventually, you know if someone cheated.
It's
I was
there.
gonna
It's
say,
there.
it showed
Yeah,
right up.
no. I did, but it just kind of weird because it just showed up and it said 6 minutes ago. And I'm like, damn.
Do we
Like-
see anything coming from the cave?
You certainly hear a lot of ruckus
Mm.
going on as you get to the tree line. Give me a perception as you guys are ducking into the tree line. Whoever wants to look back. Just remember what happened to Mrs. Lot when she turned around.
All right. I'm trying to perceive things, so I get a
11.
22. I'm trying to be very alert. 22.
14. Because I got my owl mask on. Whoop.
Mm.
That was a persuasion, not a perception check, but I'll take it.
Oh, it was a persuasion. Hold on. I clicked the wrong one. I cannot see. Hold on. I am persuading you to
Yeah.
to accept it. I mean, yeah, 21. There you go.
All right,
There you
and
go.
that just showed up. I
And
see
now
Okay.
you look at that. Look at the pink on my cheeks. Yeah.
it.
Well, you guys can everybody sees that there's a group of something at the mouth of the cave right now. But Scrack and Riona, you guys see that it's nothing but those imps
Mhm.
with a bunch of different dead-eyed creatures,
Right.
dwarves, halflings, humans, hulks, whatever accidentally happened to come across those imps in that cave section.
Those imps are lazy and they just want to get carried around.
And
What's
so
wrong with that?
I wonder if my imp can breathe in the bag. I mean, I don't care if he can, but I wonder if he can.
For 10 minutes.
Oh, well, it's been 10 minutes. He's fine. Let's go.
all right, so you guys
right.
get into the forest.
Into the trees, hopefully blocking out the sky. And
Into the thick of it.
You are definitely in the thick of it. The canopy of trees, you couldn't tell if it's light or night or
Right.
day.
love it.
It's
Love
not.
it.
It's not. It's not darkness. Darkness. You can see where you're going, but you unless you've got like dark vision and far vision and all that
Mhm.
jazz, you're not seeing very far ahead.
This is Mirkwoody.
Yeah,
I
I would like to
would,
take this opportunity to announce that I have devil sight.
Do you now?
Do you now?
Where does that come from?
The devil.
Probably from his, sugar mama.
Daddy.
I'm still thinking that it's. I
He
know
said
who
daddy.
it is. Scrack.
Mhm.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get the daddy later.
Mhm. All right. Well, I'm gonna trundle through and hopefully like my tromping over some underbrush can clear the path for folks behind me.
You're just having a day of it.
Yeah. Like
You're
this
just having
is,
a grand old day.
this
Is,
kind of thrills me.
yeah,
Like,
you're
something feels so right about this.
you may not be home, but for the
Yeah.
first time in a long time, you feel like you're at home.
Yeah.
Uh,
This feels like where I belong.
What kind of trees are these? Evergreen, dead trees? Because we're in the middle of winter.
these are Valenwood trees. Are you familiar with those?
Not
Yeah.
100%.
Valenwood trees are like a mix between oak trees and sequoias. Really, really big oak trees.
All right.
Would they have
and
leaves?
birch and they do have leaves, but
It's winter. That's what I was asking.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
With your innate druidic abilities, you feel that this is not a normal forest.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Scrack, walk right next to him, and just lean down and whisper to him, "These aren't normal trees, Scrack. Careful."
The trees are trees.
The forest isn't normal.
If I had to put something on it, it would be something like the Entwood.
I sense a magical source of druid,
you
a
sense
druid
you-
magic.
you sense a nature magic, a general nature magic about this place where it's very alive and it's very magical, but still very natural. Almost like how you felt back on the farm the first time you drew energy to your first step into druidism, when you
Mhm.
first pulled from the earth and you just felt that magic pull from you, that purity and stuff. That's what it feels like.
You should be loving
It
this
feels
place.
like the earth here is unaffected by what's been going on.
I'm not really lifting my feet when I walk. There's a lot of just dragging my feet in the dirt as I'm walking, just enjoying the earth under my feet. Because, barefoot.
That's fair. That's fair. I am just somehow
still letting
something
you
about this
know.
feels right. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm letting you know. I feel the magic source here. There's something magical about this place.
You
My nature buddy.
Yeah.
you notice Torsten just kind of looking around, not quite knowing what to make of the feeling of peace.
So, are we just not going to talk about the fact that Haskar just left?
I turn and I look at you and I say, "There's a reason I'm wearing the mask, Rusty.
Well,
We can't stop, can we?"
So, well, let's take a
This-
break for a second. And so, out of game, quick question, or rather, recall for me the moment that they disappeared. Were they replaced by the dragon orb? That
Who?
The Hulk and Haskar.
All you guys know
Uh-huh.
is that you heard a crack. Haskar said, "Oh shit," and
The giant
poof.
hulky thing.
poof,
Yeah.
the Hulk and Haskar were gone, and the Dragon Ball just was bouncing there. Now
Right.
it was a poof where like he went Technicolor for a second, kind of like he does when he becomes an Echo Knight. You know, he kind of shambles in different colors, and then poof, there's an echo of a different color. He kind of did that, but instead of poofing out another copy of him, he just poofed out, and the Hulk went with him because it was in mid. Because they both fantastically failed a saving throw.
Awesome. No, Rusty, let's talk about that. Let's figure out what should we do. What were we
Yeah.
doing and what are we doing and what should we do?
Do you think they're coming back?
I was standing right there. There was a loud bang. And then they were gone. And both Haskar and whatever that giant thing was were just gone. And so I don't know what caused that. And I don't know where they went. What? I don't want to leave him if he's in a bad place. But what should I'm open to suggestions.
Wherever he went, speaking as Torsten, wherever he went, we can't follow him right now. We're gonna have to find a way, either find a way to him or find a way to drag him back out of wherever he is. He has blinked out on us before.
Speaking of drag him, Riona, may I see that Dragon Ball for a moment? I have some questions that might need to be answered.
Why don't we get somewhere safe first? Standing in the middle of the forest with demons right behind us is exactly safe. We're only 5 minutes from the edge.
The imps and stuff were not giving chase.
Doesn't matter. We're only 5 minutes from the edge of the forest. You seriously want to
Okay.
set up camp right here?
Yeah, right.
All right.
How about we head somewhere, get ready for camp, and then I will absolutely let you see Snowball and we can ask him all the questions in the world. But right now, I feel very unsafe, even though I can feel this surge of earth and environment around me. I feel amazing right now. It honestly makes me think of my middle name just being here, which none of you know my middle name.
Hmm.
Rihanna, give me a perception check, and you too, Scrap.
Rolled a 10.
19.
Rihanna, you hear, or you think you hear, just the slightest of hoof falls, and then it's gone again.
Looking around, Ted just tense, gripping my staff.
Nothing.
I look at
Nope.
Rusty.
What did you hear?
Hooves. Maybe an imp got a deer or something. We need to keep moving until we're somewhere safe. Please.
Yes, we can move. Where do you suggest? Where do you think is safe?
I'm heading east to my mom. So east, and we find somewhere.
Sure.
All right, let's go deeper into the forest.
I'm gonna-
Haskar is looking a little pale. We do.
Torsten. Is
Torsten.
looking a
Sorry,
little-
haha, Torsten
Hmm.
is looking a little pale. He's like, yeah, and the sooner we can rest, the better. And I swear, Rusty, if you say I told you so, I'll do something.
I'll kill him for you. All right.
Nobody's
Demons
Let's
to
get
the
a little
left of us,
further away.
demons to the right of us, demons in front of us, falling in thunder. But onward we
And I'm
go.
stuck in the middle with you.
I'm in the back.
You know, guys,
I'm
I just don't really feel comfortable in all these woods. But I'm gonna trust you, Rusty. You told me to follow you along.
I'm actually going to stand next to Torsten. as Rusty's in the back with his southern cleric, letting Scrack lead the way because he
Yeah.
has the
Uh,
best
uh,
nose.
And I will clear the path and I will just keep walk east, and I'm just going to be taking in the sights and smells of the forest.
Stand
Is there
next to-
what's the landscape
Hmm?
like? Is this flat? Is it hilly at all?
Again, if it is not your home,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels everything about home.
Right.
Nice gradient to the ground, making it beautiful to just bounce through like a puppet dog in some tall grass. And you're just enjoying every second of this. Because the trees have such big leaves, they make a really satisfying crunch underneath your feet. Of the leaves that have fallen. You do hear a lot of animal life around you.
Okay.
Again, this place really seems to be untouched by the rest of the world.
Can I
uh,
see any birds?
You can't see them. You hear them.
That's
All right.
They're canopy birds.
Yeah, birds in the forest are often hard to see.
Yeah.
So
But
I wouldn't take that
you
as a-
do see the shifting of grass of little varmints and stuff, and
Hmm.
there's multiple signs of life. Riona and Scrack, go ahead and give me another perception check.
is this sight or smell?
Unless you're suddenly really connected to nature, Rusty. That's why I'm not having you do these.
Well, I am a
I
forest.
crit.
gnome.
You are a forest gnome. Okay.
Yeah, I crit.
21.
26.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
I'm not gonna bother
Mr.
rolling though.
20.
Yeah, Scrack
Eat it.
gets it.
Eat it. 26. Natural 20.
Yeah, just little 21 compared to that.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Scrack,
You and your 21. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Couldn't care less.
Scrack,
Could care less.
you
I'm
You
tuned
have-
into the forest internet
yeah,
right
you
now.
you've just you've stopped in just awe of the majesty that's around you, and you really start feeling that magic that Riona's talking about, which is a neat trick because you know nothing of magic,
Right.
but even it becomes so palpable even to you, and like you see what she means by the magic of the earth around you, because the trees are not still. Nothing is
Okay.
still in this forest.
Everything's moving
to-
in
to
what
the-
way?
To the naked eye, yes, the trees are standing still. But
Okay.
in your mind's eye, and what you really attuned yourself to, is these trees are very much alive,
Mhm.
and not just normal plant alive, but alive as in they are making movements. It's almost like it's almost like they're just going about their daily business, like moving to them is just second nature.
Gotcha. I love it.
And unless you're paying super close attention, you would not notice that the branches move, and the leaves wisp out and grab tiny things, and stuff like that. Even the water that trickles around in the creeks and stuff changes its direction at will, and this is a very, very magical forest.
I think we're safe in here. I do not think that whatever is happening in the outside world is going to get to us in here.
Why don't we find a spot where we can all sit, like a small clearing? Maybe not too big, but somewhere that we can all sit comfortably without having roots up our butt.
I could probably make one by just walking in circle for 5 or 6 laps.
Just like scratching at the. Go ahead, make us an owlbear nest.
Right. Right.
Right here in the middle of the forest.
As you begin constructing your owlbear nest, the earth seems to work with you.
Yeah.
It seems to like read your intentions
Mhm.
and help you out without having to actually destroy anything.
Yeah, I'm just trying to,
the
like,
earth. The earth
push,
moves
push
under
little
you.
shrubs aside, and do they sort of like get pushed aside kind of
Yeah,
thing?
the earth and everything moves under your paws, but not because of your strength
Mhm.
and ripping and tearing, but just it becomes malleable in that moment and then firms right back up once it's moved. So you create quite the posh little resting place.
All right.
And so Torsten taking taking the first advantage of a comfortable place to sit down just collapses
Mhm.
and just yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a chance to just lay down, rub my back on the ground, flop over, flop back.
Oh, sure. I get naked and take a bath, and everyone loses their mind.
I'm gonna need everybody to give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
That's what we get for taking a break, guys.
Right, exactly.
DC 18.
Ah,
Ooh.
Natural 20 for 22.
21.
I rolled a 16.
He's tired. He's like, eh.
So let
If
me
the
roll
forest
for
has got something to
Just
do
give me
with
a
this, I'm
couple
feeling
minutes,
I
okay?
am probably particularly vulnerable to it because
Yeah.
I am very accepting of this situation that we're in right now.
Let me just.
Torsten, Rusty's cleric, Echo, and Scrack all fall asleep. Super restful sleep. Brianna, your eyes get real heavy, and you're like, "What? No, I don't want to go to sleep yet. No." And Rusty, you're like, "What? What? No. You gotta shake yourself awake." And with that, we're gonna take a break,
All right.
and we'll be right back.
Loving it.
The King's Nuts, a tasty treat to stick in your mouth. All salty and sweet and nutty, they fill your mouth and your heart to bursting with warmth and taste. Eat them, suck them, share them. Get your King's Nuts in your mouth today.
Hi everybody, Rihanna here. I'm a 22-year-old human with flaming red hair who has 3 best friends, Hall, Oates, and Hasgar. Hasgar is a grumpy dwarf, and Hall and Oates are my pet llamas. I love to knit and spend my day on the farm. Hasgar came into my life about 1.5 years ago after he was injured in the war. My father sent him towards my village so that he could heal and watch over me. One day, a bunch of people and an owlbear fell out of my well, and I started learning dark secrets about my father that he never told me about. And I set out on an adventure to find him, not only to find him and bring him home, but to get the answers I really needed. The truth that wasn't told to me. Setting out on the adventure was a little hard, but it was okay because I had a group behind me. But just after my birthday, the comet that Rusty predicted hit the Earth, opening the gates of hell. So choosing to leave behind everything I love so that they would be safe, I set out with a group of, well, let's call them friends. My first real friends. You know, besides Hasgar, Hall, and Oates. Now we set out on our adventure, not only to get answers, but to survive the gates of hell being opened onto our world, and I'm wondering if we'll ever be able to find those answers, let alone survive.
My name's Rusty. I don't usually say very much ever since I got my throat hurt in the war. No, wait, that's not me. Hi, I'm Rusty. I went to the magical university for about a year and a half until I was invited not to. I was really only there on behalf of my parents. They're rather influential. I had a vision of the end of the world, followed by many more visions. I can't tell which ones are true and which ones are false. For the last 20 years, I've spent prepping for the end of the world and trying to convince others that the things I see are real. It hasn't worked. Until now. I found a group of adventurers, and we traveled into the unknown. And then came the end of the world. That's right. I was right. Well, now we're up against it. Can't say I didn't warn you.
My name is Haskar Bonesplitter, and I used to not talk too much because of an injury to my neck. Now I don't talk too much because I'm not much for conversation. Or other people. Especially Rusty. Man, do I want to kill him. I came home from the war to watch over my commander's kid. That's Riona. Little did I know that I'd be following her on some damn fool quest to find answers about her past. Even less did I know that idiot Rusty would turn out to be right about the end of the world. My injuries were healed by a lunatic gnome named Davidos Busby, or some version of him. Things got weird. Even weirder when the side effects of the healing was to turn me into an unstable Echo Knight. I never know what or when I'm going to poof out, leaving behind some kind of echo behind. Anyway, Torsten is okay. He really seems to care about everyone, but I like Skrak the best. We both don't like to talk. There, all caught up. Now go away.
Let me tell you about Skrak the Intelligent Owlbear. He had no clue who he was before the day he became intelligent. Let me tell you, now he can think and reason and do math and things. He's amazing, and he's huge. He's like 8 feet, 7 inches, or something like that. He's big, and he's also very strong. And have you seen the claws on that guy? Super sharp. I mean, they can cut a rug easily. I mean, everywhere he goes, he seems to ruin rugs. But I digress. So Skrak is really awesome. He can think and he can feel, and we already covered that subject. But anyway, he's huge and he's strong and he's smart. And actually, I think he's probably smarter than the people that he's actually traveling around with right now. But I mean, they've seen a lot of stuff. He's been in the circus, he's been in the Thieves Guild, he's been in a wizard's tower, and he's done all this traveling with these guys. And you know what he only asks for? A silky chicken to snap into.
My name is Torsten. I'm a cleric of Tyr. I'm not really the preachy type of cleric, more the bringing the light to the darkness by setting the darkness on fire kind of cleric. I thought my greatest test of the gods was behind me when I had lost my family and parts of my face to a random group of rampaging demons. A tiny part of me still holds on to hope my family made it out. Of course, I have been shown that is definitely not my biggest test. PTSD dreams notwithstanding. In the last 5 days, I've lost my whole church to a mysterious cult where they turn you to ice and undead. I made friends with a grumpy warrior dwarf, a farm girl with a great and mysterious connections to the Fae and the wilds, an enlightened owlbear, and a couple of llamas. I made a new enemy with some weird cultist assassin, and now magic doesn't work right and my connection with Tyr is, let's say, difficult. Why is that, you may ask? Well, because of the weirdest thing of all. My friend Rusty. I mean, he didn't do anything except he totally had a vision about the end of the world by comet. And it happened. Now it's me, Rusty, and our new party of friends versus the end of the world, rampaging demons, and hellgates from all dimensions opening up around us. Hardly seems fair. Maybe we should give them a chance to surrender.
You've heard about them. You've craved them. And now you can have them. The King's Nuts are now available to buy in your own dice bag of nuts. Buy your own King's Nuts dice bag from Mid-Dice Crisis YouTube show made by the player Eddie Black, owner of Eddie's Odds and Ends. Order your dice bag today and get a set of nutty dice with a very special surprise inside. Find the link on where to order from our Linktree site. Please do not eat the dice. They are not real nuts, and we will not be responsible if you eat the dice. I'm looking at you, Ranger.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh my god. Fuck you.
Ah,
For those of you who may not know, I do a countdown before I hit record because one of my many tentacles that I use around here is being the video editor, and so I count everybody in. Fire up recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and of course I never do it the same way twice.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
Harry,
Fuck you.
Harry being the most patient of us all.
I'm the soul of patience and diplomacy. I'll have you know.
it's why he's my favorite. Go playing 2 years.
All right,
All right, let's
so
get this. Let's get this road on
everybody,
the show.
everybody but Rusty and Riona is taking a beautiful nap. And Rusty and Riona are like, what? Huh? What? You're like toddlers trying to stay awake,
Yeah.
which is my favorite thing to watch.
Slap me.
I backhand him.
Why is everyone so violent around here?
Who do you think I learned my violence from?
she almost topples you with a backhand. No damage, but very loud slap.
I was gonna say I don't know if I even hit him with a 9 unarmed strike.
Oh, he wasn't resisting. You hit him.
That is true.
He said
I
slap
slapped his
me.
chin out.
Yeah, it was most effective. It was super effective. You used slap and it was super effective.
It's not even that late. Why is everyone asleep? Why am I so tired?
I'm gonna need a perception check from both of you.
That's always a good sign.
I'm just snoozing.
– 16.
24. I'm channeling Skrek.
Nice. So again, Riona, you hear the just quietest of hoof falls again, and it sounds closer.
I'm gonna look around for those hoof falls and see if I have maybe I can pinpoint a direction it's coming from. Maybe I know I'm in the forest. It's not like I can be like, oh, it's right here in front of me, but maybe I can get a little bit of a pinpoint.
Okay. As you look around, sorry, I'm my second screen is over here. I look at look at stats and stuff. As you're looking, Rusty, what are you doing?
I'm being muted is what I am. I'm wondering what she's listening to.
I look around, I can't find anything. I look at Rusty and I still hear the hooves.
What hooves?
I need a wisdom check from everybody, please, or just from you two.
Is this for a spell or magical effect?
No.
And you said check, not save, correct?
Correct.
16.
8 for just a check.
Oh, you said check. Sorry.
No, do a save. I don't care.
Well, it's a big difference.
Is it really?
It can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went from a 9 to a 27. Yes, it can make a big difference.
Well,
Because
I'm
I have
up to a 20 for the
I have
wisdom
a
check.
I have a +8 to my wisdom saves.
Oh, well then, yeah, it was a wisdom save. Why not? This,
Yeah, 27.
all right, you both hear in your mind Riona not as loudly and not as subjugating, but you certainly feel the presence of the voice in your mind. And the voice says, "You were not invited into my woods. Do you bring good or evil with you?"
Do you hear that?
Do we reply? Because I got something pretty evil in my bag.
We come with good intentions
Riona,
And
I'm
we
gonna need you to
bring-
make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
and we bring evil.
Natural 20 for 22. I am attuned to the earth. It is my place.
Okay. So you are not swept up with your bag.
That's my bag. You don't take my bag. It's on my back.
But your bag removes itself from your back.
Can I grab my bag? It's my bag.
To put it
I'll
this
even-
way, your 22 kept you from being swept away with it.
Can I go with it?
No, because it's gone.
Hmm.
Like bloop. That being said, you can follow the trace of it.
Instantaneously walk following it, leaving Rusty behind if he doesn't follow.
It
I'm
doesn't go
leading the
far.
path.
It doesn't go far. Floating next to a creature. Trying to make this full screen so that there's not the stupid border around it, but screw it. You turn to chase after your bag. And you all see
Well, if we can wake a sleeping owlbear.
the two of you.
Oh,
You see that staring you down. The radiance coming off of her, there's absolute power seems to radiate from every ounce of her. Rihanna, do an Arcana check. Rusty, you can do one too if you'd like.
I was gonna say I suck at this. I hope you do good. 9.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my last luck point because why not? Yeah, no, still an 11.
You have a vague, Rusty,
Don't touch it again.
have a vague memory of
Sit down on the floor.
when studying, when studying as a wizard or as a cleric, anytime you study fantastical creatures, right? You do remember from back in your college days reading about a creature known as the Forest Master. And if you didn't know any better, that would be the spitting image of what was in your textbook.
I think it's the Forest Master. It's one of those omnicorn things.
Omnicorn.
Unicorn.
Okay, give me my backpack.
nicely. Nice voices.
I'm not going to be nice to something that steals my backpack, something that belongs to me.
I'm gonna I'm going to take a
in
knee
your-
before.
in your mind, you hear in your mind, Riona, you hear the unicorns say, "I am not the one who brought evil into the place of peace, Riona Highrath."
I'm also not the one who invades someone's mind and personal thoughts to gain knowledge.
You entered my forest.
We
Young-
ran from evil trying to
Yes.
save people.
And what good does it do to bring evil with you when running from it, young middle name?
Do I hear this part too?
Nope.
We're just having a silent argument. Look,
But she called you by your middle name.
yeah. Just look at the unicorn. Look, just give me my bag. I'm keeping evil inside of it so that it's not out in the world. You have no right to take it. I don't care if you're some forest guardian. And the fact that you know my middle name is only because you took it from my mind. That doesn't mean that you're a good person. Now give me my bag. I've had a rough day.
You see the unicorn, see the forest master lower her head a little bit and shake it. She looks back up at you with just the softest, most patient eyes that you've ever seen. And she says in your mind, I have known of you since before you walked the earth. And she gives you back your backpack minus one imp.
Is she like having it dangle in the air?
Yep. it is in a crystalline bubble. So you can't hear it scream or anything like that.
Hey, that's Scratch's lunch.
And she
I was
says
gonna get answers out of it, but I guess I don't have a choice.
she says the other things, it just in your mind, she says the other things that you keep secret are neither good nor bad, depending on how you decide to use them. And that I will leave to your wisdom. But, and she tilts her head, touches the ball with the horn, and you see this pure white flame engulf the imp. And the imp just become a poof of smoke.
Okay, that is definitely a threatening gesture. We should back away slowly.
Rusty, it's not gonna hurt us. She also knows my middle name. She knows my full name, supposedly knows me since the beginning of Earth, and I'm supposed to just trust and believe her. And I turn and I start walking back to Scrack. Scrack! Shaking the owlbear.
She says, I had hoped you would all take the rest that I offered while my children brought you to where you need to go.
Yeah, force us to fall asleep and wake up somewhere new. Yeah, totally. Wake up, Scrack!
It is not common for mortals to understand, but you both seem to be touched by the forest itself. Though some of you, as she looks at Rusty, may have forgotten where you come from, you nevertheless
I didn't forget, I chose.
you nevertheless feel the connection that is undoubtedly here. And as you are shaking Scrack to try to wake him up even more, you start hearing more hoof falls. And in both of your minds, the forest master says, do not be afraid of them. All you have to do is get upon their backs and they will take you where you need to go. And you see pure white Pegasus coming out of the forest clearing.
Fly, you fools!
No. Simple as that. No.
You mean to help us, right?
You are on a quest, yes?
Well, you read my mind and you know everything, so yeah. Now,
Do you wish
no.
do you wish to go where you wish to go?
I can walk. Now, wake up my owlbear. Because right now, he would agree with me.
Scrag, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wake up, owl.
15.
I'll say, does
Not
it help that I'm whacking him?
Nope.
Hey, we lost a very constipated dwarf. He poofed out of existence anywhere somewhere near here. You haven't seen him, have you?
The one you would know as Haskar is beyond even my reach.
Don't say his name. You don't know him, you don't say his name.
Aren't you a druid?
She
I'm not a normal druid,
she look-
Rusty.
she looks at you, and again with just unending patience. It's just I am not your enemy.
Prove it. Let my friend wake up. We do not need your assistance. We can leave your forest.
Leaving is not going to get you where you want to go. The center of my forest is where you want to go.
Look, Riona, sometimes when someone extends their hand and offers you, I don't know, powers or a lift to where you want to go, you just gotta
Rusty, in the last 2 weeks, name one time that's worked. One time, and I'll do it right now. Name one person
Max.
who's had try.
Max. Now that I've won that argument, let's consider her offer, okay?
That's mean.
Sometimes you have to be.
So the Pegasus have already picked up Thorsten and the Southern Cleric Bell and Echo, and one is just like giving Riona a bit of a side eye, but just like, you know, kind of a look at it's cool, as he ducks his head and starts scooping up Scrag without any struggle whatsoever. And you see Rusty, there's a Pegasus down on one knee in front of you, for you to mount up, and then Riona, yours is the largest of all the Pegasus. And he stands looking down at you proudly. And he says, "Would the lady care for a ride?"
That's great. Animals are talking to me. Okay.
I believe this is not the first time.
No, but you're also not Hall or Oates.
Stout fellows.
What's the worst that can happen?
I look at Rusty. I just give him like this dead face. Like, really? Really? What's the worst that can happen? They can fly us 600 feet in the air and then drop us. I have no magic.
I get plenty.
I'll slowly get on the back of the horse, Pegasus thing.
All right. As soon as everybody's on, the Pegasus launch in the air, but they stay below the tree line. So imagine the speeders on Endor.
Sure. That was like the greatest cinematic experience of my life.
We're gonna be
at-
attacked
at
by
that
tiny
point.
teddy bears.
Is Scrack
Watch.
awake at this point?
I would love for him to wake up like,
Damn it.
ah!
And the Pegasuses that are flying, the two that are awake, they do say you may want to go ahead and sleep. This can get a little topsy turvy. I promise I will keep you on my back.
No.
Rusty.
So that's a pass.
I'm not going to close my eyes and then wake up in hell. No, thank you.
Okay, well then I'm gonna need you both to make Constitution saving throws.
Can't.
DC 17.
Yeah, 14.
16.
Now I need dexterity checks.
12.
5.
So, you ever seen somebody vomit on a roller coaster,
Yeah.
but like project forward and it comes back? That's happened more than once already. And the Pegasus is shaking his head. It's just like, if you were asleep, this wouldn't be a problem.
Prestidigitation.
But you'll notice, even though you're getting hit with vomit in the face and slapped by a few leaves and stuff, it's not your grip on the Pegasus that doesn't falter, but more the Pegasus's grip on you never falters.
Just out of game at the moment. You know what I'm picturing right now? And I know Mongo would know this from My Little Pony. That one like beefy Pegasus with the tiny wings. It's just like, ah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. So like I'm like pressed up in between his little shoulder biceps. It's like, hey. Anyways, sorry. I'm gonna keep an eye on everything around and see if I can
Everything
reach
is-
over
everything
and
is-
poke Scrack. Like,
Again, they're flying in like formation, like they know exactly the way, but it's like speeder bikes on Endor. Everything is going by like
Maybe
Yeah.
we should have walked.
I wanted to walk, but no, Rusty, let's trust the flying Pegasus because you want to tear at my heartstrings and make me cry more under this mask.
Now, let me give you an idea of what your conversation really sounds like, since you seem to be losing the idea. It sounds like this. That's what it sounds like.
Damn, I don't have message.
Trust me, I don't have message either, or I'd be using it.
So I need one more Constitution saving throw from both of you, please.
Scrack, wake the fuck up.
15.
I'm feeling like the smartest person
20.
that ever failed a wisdom save.
20 for me.
Waiting to see what. Oh, Rusty got a 15.
Yep.
Okay. You managed that much to keep your lunch from coming back up, but you do lose consciousness. So, Riona, you just see Rusty just like unceremoniously just
Not gonna puke. I'm not gonna puke. I'm not gonna puke.
yeah, and now he's just flat out on the back of that Pegasus and just blah. Still not even moving a little bit. Yeah, his arms may flail in the wind a little bit, but even his hat is staying on.
That's ridiculous.
So
It's trying to sell us on that these are friends and this is all safe, but no,
It's just sus.
no.
Sus.
Working so hard to sell you on the just put up with it end of this.
So you guys fly for what feels like forever, but also really fast. Like you lose all sense of time and direction in the forest, Riona, because you're the only one still awake. And ahead you do see a break in the trees with a bit of a mound of green and everything, with what looks like an even more giant tree at the top of it, and you see the forest master waiting at the base of it. And as the Pegasuses land, they land just outside that crop circle. Everybody wakes up who has been asleep. Everyone who has been asleep gets a long rest.
Yeah. It sucks to be you.
I'm fine.
Who was complaining they had no spells, had no
I'm f-
magic?
I am not going to trust the magical unicorn in the middle of the fucking forest that's going to turn into a skinwalker and rip us apart like Granny did.
You are so far removed from every other little girl on the planet.
Yeah,
Riona 4 days ago, in a heartbeat, would have hugged that unicorn. 4 days of nonstop trauma, losing everyone she loves, Max dying after saying I love you to him, and then Hasgard disappearing. She ain't trusting nobody. She is broken hearted. Just nope.
So everybody wakes up with a long rest. The Pegasi help you down.
I told you it'd be fine.
Scrack, you and Torsten and Echo and we need to come up with a Southern Belle cleric name.
Her name is Belle.
No, it's not.
I know it's something else.
It was Ro or Ra or something like that. I can't remember.
Someone text the previous DM and he'll know.
All right, so where are we?
Magically teleported to a beautiful clearing with a giant tree in front of us.
Yeah.
And a unicorn.
Yes. So I would like to hear more.
This
I
is
think-
the forest guardian. Was that her name?
I didn't name her.
Okay, so her name's gonna be Wade, not Ro. Okay. She's a little more progressive. Okay. Damn it. Freedom. Anyway. So yeah, everybody wakes up and just the absolute peace that's felt around here emanates from the giant tree and from the forest master. The forest master greets everybody mentally. Scrack, you recognize her right the hell away. You recognize the forest master as the central power of all, living magic forests. Like this is this is almost would be the deity of your people,
right?
If she decided to have worshipers.
I'm thrilled.
So you are well aware that getting to be in her presence is no joke.
Loving this.
Torsten, has no idea who she is. But he is wise enough to keep his trap shut.
Not something Rusty can be accused of.
Right. I was going to say,
I may be
Uh,
wise, but I'm not, gonna keep my mouth shut.
roll with disadvantage.
And so so the forest master greets you all. You are at peace here. Please relax. The world outside cannot touch us where we are.
Have you seen the world outside recently?
Yes, and it is very disturbing. But that is not the quest that you are on right now, is it?
Should it be?
Eventually, you will grow into that. But for now, Riona needs answers. Do you not? I'm sorry, my
You're
dear.
muted.
I can't hear you when
You're muted.
Well,
We're n-
unmute.
We're
There you
not
go.
doing the
So
telepathic
muted.
thing.
It
We're
wouldn't
using our real
unmute.
words.
It wouldn't
Ah.
unmute. I'm
Uh-huh.
like clicking it.
It's like you're sitting there all
Anyways.
dramatic looking and everything.
like,
and
no,
it's
like,
like
click, click,
mute,
click.
red microphone.
Come on. I was trying. Okay, anyways. I don't need answers from you, and I don't need your help.
Oh,
Don't disrespect her.
I don't even know her, Scrack, and she's
Don't.
just.
I do.
Well, then you ask her questions. You talk to her.
I'm listening.
Riona,
the forest master looks at you, Scrag, and says, "It's okay. She's been through a lot. She has much more to go through, and it will be her decision to remain as a child or to grow into her power."
Riona, remember how we talked about not trusting everybody? It's okay to trust some people. Or forest spirits.
Just because they have power doesn't mean I should trust them. Just because they
try
can,
and help you doesn't mean that you should distrust them.
and just because they offer me power and answers doesn't mean I should trust them either, Rusty.
Fair enough, young Riona. Perhaps this will show you my truest of intentions. You feel a nudging on the back of your shoulders.
It's totally not gonna make me spin around and want to hit something as I turn around and go to hit something.
As you spin around and wind up to hit, you hear "Mrrr!" and Hall and Oates are standing behind you.
You are not allowed to see me cry.
It's okay,
Yeah.
Justin's crying somewhere right now too.
Right, exactly. Justin's crying in tooth pain right now.
So they both just tackle you. Big head rubs and
Just holding them. Mask is off. It fell off when they tackled me. Big red eyes from crying all day. Just hugging him.
maybe now you understand.
No answer.
The world is not all evil, Riona. But there are things that you must deal with.
Nope, not answering. Just You've lost me for like the next 20 minutes. Hall might be losing some air, but I'm holding on to both of them.
Scrack
we go?
and Rusty, give me a perception check.
All right. 25. Damn, I'm rolling good today.
Look at you.
17.
The roll I
I'm rolling
failed was the roll
adequately.
I should have failed. This
Both
is
both
killing
both
it.
of you notice Torsten just fall to his hands and knees and just gripping at the ground, almost vomiting out sobs.
uh
At least I'm not the only one crying.
He,
Are you
he's
okay, Torsten?
he's not even looking your direction.
just
Doesn't
sloppy
matter.
crying.
And yeah, and you see the forest master looking at Torsten with like big eyes of sorrow and sadness, but understanding.
I'll go up to Torsten and sit down next to him.
Just big bear claw. Pat, pat, pat.
How does Torsten's face look?
It's still scarred, still ickied. Still looks like it hurts. But also completely snot and tear strewn, and you know, he's going through it at the moment.
He's gonna get an infection.
Through all you can really make out from him just trying to talk to you, Scrack, is he gets out the words, "They're alive."
Your family?
Then he just shakes his head, yes.
We'll find him then.
And the forest master looks at Wade. Wade just like freezes for a moment. And she's like, Rusty, are we the bad guys?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure because she's kind of making me feel like I might be one of the bad guys. I don't want to be one of the bad guys.
Did you see that horde of demons that was coming?
Yeah,
The ones that kill indiscriminately?
yeah.
They're the bad guys. We're just using evil to fight evil.
I'm using evil.
To do good.
That really goes against my Southern Belt cleric teachings. But all right.
That goes against my
mean-
horrible accent stereotype.
I mean, she knew what she was signing up for. He
I
told
live in
her the
Texas. I
name.
can make that stereotype all I want.
I mean, Rusty didn't lie to her. He told her the truth. She knew who she was signing up with. She knows he's a demon.
The reality of who that demon is was just shown to her by the forest master. So she's a little surprised.
Tor wasn't going to help you, was he? He hasn't yet. Take the power and fight the evil.
The forest master looks at you with a look of not everyone's. She says in your mind, not everyone is strong enough to use the means to justify the end. we shall see with this one. And Scrag, since you're over there trying to console Torsten, the forest master produces some very yummy yums for you. A pile of perfect yums. Scrack snacks.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Yep.
It's crack.
New sticker.
Munching out.
So, having given you some time to collect yourself, the forest master appears right at your head and is staring at you point blank. You could not move if you wanted to, just by the sheer presence of her power. As she says in your mind, it's time.
You give me my llamas and now you're gonna kill me?
It is not time for you to die. It is time for you to see her.
I don't like playing the pronoun game.
Hall and Oates will be safe. They're not going anywhere. They will stay with Torsten. You may bring 2 of your companions with you for moral support.
Wade and Scrack.
I was honestly thinking in my head, who do I want to bring to fuck
Max and
with
Haskar.
him? I was thinking doing the cleric and Echo just so he has to play them. Well,
You dingus.
Choose.
She's just enjoying the moment.
I
Right.
am. um,
Choose whoever you want. I don't care.
well, the 2 I would choose would have been Rusty and Hasgar. Nothing against you, Scrack, but Hasgar's not here, so I'm choosing Scrack and Rusty, obviously.
She said, then follow me.
Follow,
As she starts going up the hill to the tree.
I follow like a puppy.
I look at Rusty and say, remember what I asked of you in the cave?
I extend my hand to her.
I
Come on.
take it. Mother and child holding the child's hand. Like,
She leads you to a giant tree. And as soon as she walks up, a knothole moves out of the way. And she gestures for you to go inside.
I'm guessing
Almost
Scrack
face your
goes.
fears.
I go inside without hesitation.
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably goes in first. Like, well, at least I know it's not
Stay out
trapped.
of my way. Yeah.
No, it's like at least it's not trapped. Scrack checked. Just I go in with Rusty, letting Scrack lead the way.
When you go inside, it's the inside of the tree, or at least what you would consider the heart of the tree. Obviously,
Not the first time we've been in a tree, though.
center of magic for the whole forest. You see the glittering veins of magic just spreading out through the root system, and you feel it as it goes on and on beyond to the edges of the forest and stuff. It's like this tree and the forest master are one, and they supply all the magic to this forest. And you hear a voice coming from just a little bit up the way. It's illuminated. You can see everything, but you see what looks like almost like a small ent if you had any inclination of what that might look like, but just twisted and buckled, and you hear this cracked little voice, must get justice. Justice must be served. Must find justice.
I'll squeeze Riona's hand. It's gonna be okay.
You can feel vines going around your wrist from fear. She's like druid crafting vines around your wrist. They're like basically becoming attached to her.
I guess I'm going to.
Not going alone. I'm taking you with me.
What do you do?
I kneel to the little int.
Well, she's like 20 feet ahead of you.
Oh,
Like she
It's
doesn't
just-
even know. Doesn't even know you're there. She's walking in circles.
I don't like this. I've spent the last 6 months playing this game. Nothing. I don't trust. Very sus right now. I'm gonna walk in and explode or something.
Do I see any beetles, mice, crickets of any kind?
No. It is pristine tree floor. You know, she's just, you know, all you feel is the magic around you, and you see her, and just this greenish light coming from her left eye.
With my free hand, control flame, green fire.
So, and if I'm not mistaken, Riona, your eye lights up on the right side, right?
No, it's the left side. Hers would be the right then.
Okay, then yes, hers is lit up on the right hand side.
Control flame, green with my free hand.
As soon as you see that, you see her whip her head around, and you can see part of what used to be a human face that's being slowly taken over by bark and sinew, and you see a tuft of wild red hair, gnarled hands, just little bits of body and tree bent over, and a wildness in her eye. As she looks over at your flame, and as she responds, what new torture is this? Why do you make me see visions?
Scrack,
Must
scrack.
find justice.
Can you get these vines? Okay,
Not
I
yet.
guess I'll just go with.
Not yet.
It's fine.
Not
This is
now.
fine. This is fine.
This is not a place to be disrespectful.
Who, me?
I'm squeezing Rusty's hand to the near point of breaking it.
And she starts shambling towards you.
Rusty shield.
You cannot be real.
Rusty
You
shield.
cannot be real.
Allow
no
me
joke.
to introduce Riona Hyrath.
The moment you say high wrath, she high wrath.
Does she look like she's getting angry or violent?
Not violent, just does not like that name.
All right.
Speak your name.
Me or her?
She reaches up a gnarled finger and points directly at Riona's face.
I lift Rusty, no joke, like still attached, twist him around, all holding him into my chest like a scared child holding a teddy bear. Riona, Persephone Hyrath, daughter of Justice Hyrath and Eva Persephone Hyrath.
And you
Squeeze.
see it in her struggle. You see, seem to struggle with herself. Not real. Go away. Damn you, visions. Can't be real. Can't be real.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
You're being
Mm-mm.
Held. You're being held
Mm-mm.
prisoner by a
mm-mm.
psycho
I
druid.
still want to breathe.
A little air.
She notices Scrag. For the first time, she notices Scrag. What business is this? Never seen creature before. Are you a vision as well?
No. None of us are.
You must be. You cannot be with her.
Well, you can think that.
She shambles close to you, keeping an eye on Riona,
I don't do anything.
keeping her distance from Riona as well. You will speak to me. Yes, child of forest.
Okay.
As soon as you say okay, she touches you on the forehead. And you are instantly overwhelmed, like you're frozen in spot. You see something that at your core, you feel is somewhat of an invasion of privacy,
Sure.
but you also feel her pain of it. And all you see and hear is someone who looks just like Riona in the middle of a forest, screaming out Riona's name as she, and when you see the vision go down, you see that roots are starting to take over her feet. And you instantly realize who she is.
Riona,
Yes, Greg.
we found your mother. Meet your mother.
She turns back to you, big glow of the right eye. Not vision?
No.
Not false.
She's really here.
Speaking as someone who has a lot of visions, I can safely say this is real.
She begins to slowly shuffle towards you.
I'm slowly setting down Rusty, and the vines let go of him, but I'm not letting go of his hand. Don't you run.
So
You stay here, you little bastard.
Mhm. I'll put a
Like-
leash on you.
me, who I was. You look nothing.
I have his
Justice.
nose. I have his
Must.
nose.
Must justice.
She looks at you and offers you her hand.
Mhm.
Speak. Speak.
I let go of Rusty's hand and I take hers. Don't you run.
Poof. You are standing in front of what can only be described as your absolute twin. You guys just see Riona holding hands with the Ent person. There's obviously a mental conversation happening in front of you. Riona, you're standing in front of a mirrored version of yourself. That's why your eyes glow from different eyes, but when you're standing in front of each other, they're back and forth. And you see your mother, and she just
I thought he took you away forever.
Ooh.
do you not know who your father is?
Of course I know, but he wouldn't take me from you.
That's because he took you from me. I don't have much longer, but let me show you what I know. And she puts her hands on your face, and you are taken back in time, mentally, of course.
Mhm.
And you see the farm and Justice and Max and you see old Busby, everybody just sitting around having a grand old time, right? And even you have to remind yourself that that's your mom, not you, at the table with everybody. And she looks like you, but she's sitting back and she's just twirling lights like little bumblebees and stuff. And every once in a while, her hand will kind of betray and you'll actually see it turn into a tree hand and then back into a regular hand. And she looks at Justice and says, darling, I really don't understand why you insist that I keep up the humanity shroud while we're here, but I mean, I'll play along, but I'm so much more comfortable in my natural form. And why can't I think of that? What are they called, guys?
Mhm.
You're talking about
The forest creatures.
nymphs, dryads.
Fae?
Yes, thank you. I'm much more comfortable as a dryad, but so be it. I have also chosen this human form as well. And Justice looks at her a little nasty look come across his face, and then he just softens up for a second. He's like, Because, dear, not everyone will understand. Do you remember what happened last time mortals were in your forest? And she glowers at him. And she's like, yes, but there were also heroes that came and tried to save us all. And he says, yes, heroes, and rolls his eyes. And then it flashes forward a bit, and you see yourself being born, and the surprise on your mother's face and the surprise on Justice's face when you came out human. And then flash forward a little bit, a lot of time spent with your mother, learning to talk to animals, learning to till the ground and how to be respectful of the nature around you. And never once did she tell you that you were a dryad under severe threat from Justice. And you, every night you would fall asleep in her arms, and every night she would sing to you, and it sounded like running water in the middle of a forest. And that's why you've always felt at peace on the earth, and that's why you never wore shoes either. She insisted that you never wear shoes. And then fast forward a little bit, you were maybe 5 years old, and it was storming outside. Your father told you to stay in the cupboard. And as he went running off into the darkness, you heard your mother scream and various lightning crashes. Fast forward, you see just blips of memory happening, and then finally you see Justice standing in front of your mother, having with a surprise, with a look of satisfaction on his face. Not not the kind of good satisfaction, but a satisfaction where he holds up a vial of green liquid and he says, see, even the powerless can be powerful now. And she starts screaming at him and lunges at him, and she looks down as she sees that her feet are planted in the ground, as she becomes horrified about knowing what's about to happen to her. And you feel that horror as it starts to grow up her, as the tree that she's becoming starts to grow up her leg. And the last thing you hear as your psychic link is almost completely rendered apart is her screaming for you and reaching out in the darkness. You guys have popped back out as she looks at you, tears just running roughshod across her face. As she says, you must find him. You must find him and stop him.
I back away quickly from her and say, you're wrong.
I have no strength to lie.
"17 years. Mm-mm.
She falls to her knees. Then take me now. I have fought every day in hopes that I would either find him or some news of you. Now I have you, and you won't believe me.
You're asking me to believe that my father did this to my mother, which I'm saying all this out loud for you guys to hear.
I'm asking you to believe that your father made a terrible, terrible decision in the name of power. Has he never hidden anything from you?
You've just been here this whole time?
I was rescued.
Have you been free to leave this whole time?
If I step out of this forest, I surely die. They moved me in here because this is the only way that I can keep even the slightest grip on my own sanity and who I am. I am literally in the middle of all forest magic. You would think that a dryad would be able to fight this. I don't know what he's done. I don't even think he knows what he's done. He must be found.
Well, it's a good thing I'm looking for him. But I was looking for him to go home.
And where, pray tell, little one, is home?
A little farm at Jessup's Nest.
Tell me. Have you ever found the basement?
About a week ago.
Please tell me you didn't bring any of it with you.
I have a crown I found down there. I have an orb inside of my backpack, and I have my staff, and I pull the staff from the back of my backpack.
She looks at the staff and smiles. She said, of course it found its way to you.
Yes, Snowball said his magic's in it.
Oh, did he? Let me guess. The orbed white dragon? He'll do anything to make a friend.
Doesn't want to be my friend. He wants to be Hasgar's friend.
Oh, I wouldn't let him do that.
Hasgar's not here anymore.
So I hear. Yet, from what I understand, he has a pesky. He has a pesky a reputation of coming back. That staff. What color does it glow, dear?
Green, like my
Well-
fire.
Like your fire, like your eyes. She reaches forward and boops you right in the middle of the forehead. You are now a dryad.
Oh, that's awesome, guys. I just turned into a dryad in front of you.
Well, not in front of them. You're still in the thoughtscape.
Yeah.
And she goes, when you unlock your true power, when she boops you back to normal, you'll be able to do both. Just don't do it in front of your father.
I
Speechless for the first time ever.
Yep. Just. Do you have one of these? And I take the necklace charm from the staff and I show her with the dragon claw.
She takes one look at it and she, oh,
That one's a fake. Don't worry. Max made sure of it.
she shakes her head and she goes, twisted, false. Your father lust for power, taking from those who have actual power and putting them in necklaces for what? to communicate, to scheme, to hide.
Is this being said out loud?
I don't
No.
know. No. So you don't have one of the necklaces?
No.
Make it a little harder to find him. Awesome. Okay. You want to meet my friends? It's my first friends I've ever had.
I may
Yeah.
not. I may
22
not.
years.
I may not make the best of impressions because once we let go, I'm back to what you saw.
I'm friends with a halfling who predicted the world ending, and an owlbear, a dwarf that blinks out of existence, a talking crow, and a priest who cuts himself. I'm pretty sure you're not the scariest or craziest thing they've seen.
Very well. If it's not too bold of me. Before I lose all memory and all of myself to the ravages of what he's done to me, may I hug you?
I hug her.
She just falls into you, and you guys see her just her tree self just almost engulf Riona, and not actually engulf her, but like but just big giant hug, and so now we're back outside.
And that, Scrack, is why you should consider joining Leviscus.
I hear that, Rusty. Shut up.
Oh, you're back.
Guys, this is Eva Persephone, my mom. Just call her Eva.
Eva.
Mm-hmm.
We've met.
Yes, not visions.
No, we're not visions.
Welcome.
I take her hand that's up and I druid craft a daisy chain around her wrist.
She smiles, touches your forehead, and makes a overwhelmingly humongous daisy crown on your head.
Uh-huh.
And bows to you.
I reach back and I break the vines that are holding my hair and just let my hair go poof. I'll put it back up later.
Must get justice.
We have a lot to talk about, guys, but can I say goodbye and then we'll go out?
You might want to introduce her to an old friend that you have in your bag.
Trust me, she doesn't want to meet him. She doesn't like white dragons.
Yeah, that's not the friend I meant.
Oh. Get my backpack off. First, I pull out the body of Busby, set him on the ground. And then I dig around, I pull out the head and set the head down next to it. Busby, Mom. It's not justice, but I brought a friend.
I thought I looked terrible.
A skinwalker came out of him. The things you were fighting before at the tree.
She reaches up and has tendrils come out of her fingers and tap into the magic of the tree. And she reaches a hand out and says, demons are not how you die. And tendrils come out of her right hand, sewing his head back to his body as a giant, as a palm-sized orb of glowing yellow light extends forth from her hand and goes into Busby's chest. And you hear
Not the first time I heard him gasp for breath.
Oh, what was that?
Hi, Mr. Busby.
Not to sound ungrateful, but where am I?
You asked the wrong question. Maybe you should start with when.
He looks
Bop Rusty on the head.
he looks over at Riona and goes, you
Riona Highrath. It's nice to
No.
meet you.
No, that's not your name. Riona's a baby.
Like I
Point.
said, maybe you should start with when. You've been dead for over
I'm
20
sorry,
years.
you froze, Riona.
I was gonna say I pointed at my mom and I just say, Eva, Riona, Rusty, Scrack. I'm 22 years old now, by the way.
Oh, you look
Kawisi, you're gonna kill him
terrible,
again.
Eva. Eva pokes his forehead, and you can tell they're having a little bit of a catch-up session.
Let them catch up. I look at Rusty and I give him a look like we need to talk. Like legitly we need to talk. And I look at Scrack and I'm just I'm terrified but happy at the same time.
Davidos comes out and he's like, well, that all sounds terribly exciting.
Mm-mm.
Hi.
You're gonna do one thing for me and then I'll let you go and do whatever the hell you want and crawl into any hole and anywhere on the earth. Give me a way to communicate with my father. I know you can do it. Give me a way.
Well,
I'm like, I point at the necklace, like, that's a fake. Can you make another?
we are in the middle of the source of great magic. One moment, please. Be right back. He scuttles out.
Right.
You hear the
And he's gone.
I'm going
forever.
up for cigarettes.
no,
Yep.
no, you hear
Not
you
the
hear-
first time I've heard that.
you hear the tree open. You hear the tree close. And then
Hear
you
a car start.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go get some milk. I'll be right back.
You hear mumble mumble, and then nothing, and then mumble, nothing, loud mumble, nothing, little mumble, nothing, defeated mumble, nothing. Door opens. Davidos comes walking back in. I swear, it's so stingy. All right. I can make one thing. And it will be very limited communication because I don't know where he is. All I can do is use all of our collective knowledge of who he is, what he looks like, what he sounds like, his smell, his everything,
What about
Uh,
my knowledge?
our collective knowledge.
Okay.
Would an item of his help?
I got a few of them.
In anything you have that you are willing to have destroyed,
Wedding rings. They obviously don't mean anything.
very powerful indeed. Holds out his hands. And
I keep the charm that Torsten gave me, but he can have the rings.
I would hope you would keep the holy symbol that Torsten gave
Torsten's
you.
not there.
Back up, Torsten.
That has it's not, it wasn't justices.
Doesn't matter. I pulled out the necklace that it was on. The rings are on that necklace.
Oh, okay. Thanks for not from Torsten. Thanks for not giving that away.
Yeah. That's slipped onto the now this one with
he-
Max's gift.
He looks at Rusty. Do you have anything?
No.
He, he, he looks at Eva. I don't suppose you have anything. She chuckles, points at Riona, and goes, "But you will not destroy her." He goes, "Fair enough, my darling. The false pendant, if you please."
Give him the false necklace.
Now, I'm not promising. He sits down and produces like a little table. I'm not promising that this is going to lead you directly to him, but what I can promise is he starts. You see him reaching out for tools and stuff that aren't there, that just appear, and you see the white magic start to come down from the roots and start trickling into his arms as he's working. And he's like, what this will be is essentially a compass to point you the way from his last known locations. As best I can do.
So it points in the direction of where he is or where he was. Because if that's where he was, it's not very useful there, old man Busby.
Is and was and could be.
Anyone else feeling that Skinwalker Busby was a little more useful?
Now focus focus on every memory that you have of Justice Hyrath. Everything you've ever heard, everything you've ever felt, every smell, every dynamic, anything and everything that you can remember, the better the picture, the more accurate the compass.
As you wish. And I will sit and think about it. And I think about all those great happy memories I have. And they keep getting tainted with the last memory I just got. And I start producing flame in both hands, and they're slowly going up my arms as my eyes are closed.
And you feel Davidos reach out and start pulling that flame off of your arms and imbuing it into, and he reaches up and he grabs flame from Eva, and he goes, anything from you, Rusty?
Muted love.
I was trying to find it.
Mhm.
I will take my canteen and splash some water on myself and cast Armor of Agathis at the first level.
No need to get prickly.
Just take the magic.
He removes the armor of Agathis and molds it in. And Scrack, the most amazing of all creatures, he reaches out and plucks the tiniest of underfeathers from you and puts it in. Beautiful needle. And he whips it around, smashes his hands together, and now your dragon claw orb has a spinning feather in it. And whenever you think strongly
Mhm.
on your father, it will point in the direction of where he is or was.
Whose father? Hold on. Mine?
No, Riona's
No.
father.
Riona. Yeah, I was gonna say.
We don't need to find your father.
It's
Do we?
I know. That's why I'm asking. He's talking to me, and then he said your father. And I'm
No,
like,
he plucked a feather from you
yeah.
to use as the needle.
Should we be looking for your father, Scrag?
Is there something you haven't told us?
Are you a father, Scrag?
And with that question, we're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias by the link tree below. Don't forget to order your King's Nutsack filled with the King's Nuts, aka dice. I go see Eddie's odds and ends because she makes the most amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So
And Eddie, when are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be next?
On Saturday, this coming Saturday. Well, this video is gonna be on the whatever. I'm gonna be at Washington State Convention in Puyallup this Saturday, and I will be there handing out stickers and bags if you come up to me, as well as the fact that I'll take lots of photos for everybody. And Papa Palpatine's gonna be there. Yes, Mr. Palpatine himself will be there.
Mm-hmm.
all right, guys.
All right,
Well,
folks.
we love you. See you next week.
Peace.